Hello everyone, welcome to a new Let's Play of Starflight. This game was initially released in 1986 for DOS. This is the 1989 Amiga version. I decided to play this version because I have seen the DOS version through Mysterious JG's Let's Play. Definitely check that out if you are interested in seeing the original version. And I kind of wanted to see what the different graphics were like. Amiga was well known in the early DOS days for having much better graphics. It wasn't until VGA came out that the DOS games essentially surpassed Amiga. But I'm pretty excited to play this game. It's a spiritual successor not only to Star Control 2, but also inspired a lot of other games, including Mass Effect, among many other games. We have here an Interstel police warning. As provided by the Galactic Treaty of 4410, this computer software product is hereby declared the intellectual property of the human authors, binary systems. All rights are henceforth reserved in space and time. Provision for the protection of intellectual property is covered under Section 891AF of the Intangible Property Act of 4506, ratified by all beings except the Gazertoid. Included in Section 891AC is the provision for the Interstel corporate police to enforce the law. Warning, any being caught with an unauthorized copy or version of this software product will be punished by Interstel corporate police. Punishment may include the destruction of the offending being. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Now, the DOS game had a code wheel, much like Pool of Radiance and Curse of the Azure Bonds, in order to allow you to leave the starport. However, I haven't seen that that's used in this. Maybe it comes in later through my test plays, not entirely sure. But I do have the, if you purchase the game from GOG, GOG will have a little program that comes with it that you can put in the things and get out the resulting information. There is a lot of information in the manual. I will be going through that in a second bonus episode. It will be skippable, but there is actually some game information. They'll give you some coordinates that you will want to check out in at the beginning of the game. Among other things, it mentions, it suggests doing some mining in the inner planets of the system that we start in. We are starting on the planet of Arth. It is exactly what's going on with Arth. I'll be discussing that in the the bonus episode, the second episode with where I read through the manual, not all the manual, but the story elements, and show off the game's map. For now, I'm actually going to go with Game 2 because Game 1, well, I don't think I've done anything on this. I don't think it actually got... just to be on the safe side. I was doing testing. I should have gone with Game 5. Anyway, let's load up. Just moving the mouse moves your little guy. If you stand still, he taps his foot. Alright, the first thing that we want to do, we are an employee of Interstel. We will be taking on the role of the captain of this vessel. Well, not this vessel, but a vessel that we will get momentarily. And our goal is to go out and explore the galaxy. In fact, let's go see what the message is. Operations coming here will get us new messages every once in a while at fairly fixed intervals. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. Interstel, Orbital Division. Click mouse to continue. Messages. 0101-4620. It is 4620 AD. You are about to embark on your first mission. In your bank account, you will find the amount of 12,000 monetary units, MUs. This money is to be spent training your crew, configuring your ship, and purchasing any necessary materials. Of course, you may wish to leave some portion of this in the bank to earn interest. This is acceptable. At this stage of the operation, our primary goal is to gather information. Consequently, your objectives are: 1. Seek out and explore strange new worlds. 2. Boldly go where no man has gone before. 3. Establish contact with any sentients. 4. Capture and bring back non-sentient life forms. 5. Record alien life form data. 6. Bring back alien artifacts. 7. Bring back any valuable minerals, including endurium. Endurium is the fuel we use. 8. Keep from getting brutally killed. And the last part isn't as crucial as the others. We have little information to offer concerning what you might find. We suggest, however, that you avoid the area of space around the coordinates 135, 84, since that is where we lost. Let me write that down. So this is a game where it is highly advisable to write down things, coordinates, notes, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and write this down. 13584. Since that is where we lost contact with 2 of our earlier ships. Okay. Scout reports indicate a high density of minerals in the mountainous regions of the innermost planet of our system. Further, we have found information that leads us to believe that there may be some ruins of the old empire at coordinates 17N by 172E on the second planet of the neighboring K-class system. Alright, so let's write down ruins. That is going to be 17N 162E, 17 north, 162 east, second planet. All right. Okay, so we've got those notes down. We have also received some indication of alien activity in the system 175,94. Good luck and a safe return. Alright, so alien activity. So occasionally we'll just get information like this. There are other vessels, you know, in the lore, there are other vessels out there, and that's kind of where we'll get some of this information from. 17594. Okay. That is the end of the message. We could repeat it, or we can just go ahead and exit, and that's what we're going to do. Alright, next up, we need to gather a crew. Right now, we have no crew members in our list. We need to start adding some. And I'll be I'll be talking a bit about the details of the races in the next episode as well, but we'll get a bit of a preview here. So, first of all, we want Elmendretta. Elmendretta is back from her adventures in various places in time and space, and is now going to lead the crew of this vessel to potential doom. Hopefully not, though. Okay, we can change the species that Elmendretta is. We've got human, Velox, Thrin, Ilawan, and android, but we will be having Elmendretta be a human. We get a basic picture of a human here. Vitality of 100%. That means that Elmendretta is not injured. Race human. Durability 6. That's how resistant they are to damage. Learn rate 9. When we go do some training, every unit of money spent, I think it's like 300 MUs, gets you 9 skill points in one of the skills that you train them in. And I'll discuss their skills a little bit more soon as well. Average weight 80 kilograms, average height 2 meters, type mammalian. Currently, Elmendretta has the skills of 50 in science, 30 in navigation, 30 in engineering, 30 in communications, and 30 in medicine. So, that is fine. Let's go ahead and add a new person. So, I have been looking over Patreon for potential people, and anyone who dies, I will be going back to Patreon for replacements. But hopefully we won't have, a whole lot of death. It's not necessarily a thing that will happen, but it will also get very expensive. It doesn't actually cost anything to get new people. It costs money to train them up. So our first crew member is going to be Nancy. And I have basically gone through and looked at the people who've had the highest sustained support so far. And they're the ones getting in, and I'll be, going down over time. So, the longer people have been supporting me, the more likely they are to get in here. And Nancy is also going to be a human. Nancy is going to be our science officer. Humans are pretty good with science, and that is good. So there's nothing else to change here, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. Adding our next crew member. This crew member is going to be Ashley. And Ashley is going to be a Velox. The Veloxi are insectoid, average height of 1 meter, average weight of 60 kilograms. And Velox have decent science skill, 30, navigation and engineering at 50, and communications and medicine at 0. Durability of 8, learn rate of 6, and of course vitality is 100% right now. So that is good. Now let's go ahead and add another new person. This is going to be Zappa. Zappa is also going to be a Velox. So Ashley is going to be our navigator, and Zappa is going to be our engineer. And that is going to be fine. Let's go ahead and add in another person. And we are going to have a cast iron dude. Okay. And cast iron dude is going to be an Eloan. There we go. Eloan are plantoids. Type plant. Average height 2.5 meters, 40 kilograms. They start out with 10 science, 30 navigation, 10 engineering, 50 communications, and medicine. Durability is only 2, but learn rate is 10. That's the highest. So we'll go ahead and hit OK there. And then let's add in another person. And this one will be Kijikun. Kijikun is also going to be an Eloan. So, Cast Iron Dude is going to be our communications officer, our primary communications officer. There's going to be some more things that I'll talk about about that in a moment. And medicine is going to be Kijikun's area of expertise. Kijikun is going to be our doctor. So we've got 2 other races, Thrin and Android, and I'll talk about those in a moment because I'm going to create some of them. Let's go ahead and add in yet another new person. And Lao. Lao is going to be our Thrin. Thrin are reptilian, average height 1.5 meters, average weight 80 kilograms. Thrin are not good at medicine. They're very good at communications, and they're okay at science, navigation, and engineering. The problem is that Thrin and Eloan don't like each other much. And there are going to be races out there. Well, we'll find the Thrin and Eloan empires outside of our space. And basically, if you have a Thrin, the Eloan will attack. If you have an Eloan, the Thrin will attack. So we need to be careful about who we have. For now, I'm just going to create some people like that, and I should actually probably create a human doctor as well. So let me take a look at that. I think I had another person in mind. All right, yes, okay. So we've got our Thrin. That's fine. Let's go ahead and add in the doctor that we'll take when we want to go talk to the Thrin. And this is going to be AuldDragon. Alright, we'll go with human, because humans are very good at science and pretty good at everything else. So AuldDragon is going to be our doctor when we go visit the Thrinn. Okay. And then finally, we've got one more person. Tribane. Tribane is going to be an android. Androids cannot be trained. They have durability of 10, a learn rate of 0. Vitality 100% right now, of course. And they start out with very high skills in navigation and engineering. So we are going to have basically Tribane be our navigator for the short term until we get enough money to train up everyone else to take the place of our android. The android is a pretty good character for just, the starting out because of that 150 navigation, 100 engineering, but any of the other races can surpass all of these things. They're also okay at science, terrible at communications, and I mean, a human is going to be better at medicine to start with as well, so. Okay, so those are our current people. We cannot take all of them out at once, but that's what we will do for now. Now we go to the crew assignment. Captain, of course, is going to be Elmandretta. Science officer. You can actually put the same person in everything. It's not a great idea because when we're out on planets and stuff like that, people can get injured, and it basically randomly, rolls like a 1d6. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but for argument's sake, we'll just say it that. Like rolls 1d6 to see who takes damage. If you've got one person doing everything, that means, 1, that person takes damage. 2, the same person takes damage. 3, the same person takes damage. So, even if you, like, Eloan are good at communications and doctoring, it's still a better idea to bring one of each. 2 different ones. Because that's essentially just more hit points that you'll have in your party on planet side. All right, so Elmandretta is going to be our captain. Nancy's science is 50, which I believe is as good as the android. So Nancy, you'll be our science officer. Now for navigation, it will be Ashley once we get Ashley trained up, but we will be bringing along Tribane as our android for now. Engineer. It's not going to matter that much right now, even though Tribane, our android, has 100 engineering. It's just not that big of a deal at this point. Navigation is much more important. So we will go ahead and assign Zappa to the engineer position. And then communications, we will be assigning Cast Iron Dude and Kijikun to the doctor position. Okay, so that is going to be our crew for now. Go ahead and do that. Before we do anything else, we can take a look at what else we've got here. We've got a bank. I don't know if you can get, like, loans, but game purchase. Minus 200. Interest rate of 12%. That's really good. Let's go to ship configuration. And for some reason, this gets a little bit glitchy. It should be all gray. So there's a lot of things that we can buy. Right now, we have not named our vessel, so let's go ahead and name it. This is going to be the ISS Britannia. Is it one? Yeah, that's fine. They give us a total of 20 cubic meters of endurium as fuel, but we only have Class 1 engines. Class 1 engines are extremely inefficient. So if we go into buy, and we say, well, let's get better engines. Yeah. Very expensive. The good news is that selling off the old ones will get you a discount. So going from Class 1 to Class 2, you will get a discount. For now, though, we're going to stick with the engines that we got. We could get shielding. We could get armor. Could get well, we could get the Class 1 missile launchers, and that would wipe out our money. It's not a good idea. Could get laser cannons. For now, we're just going to get cargo pods. And I'm going to buy 6 of them at the moment. Because I'd kind of like to get some money, you know, just sitting about in the bank, generating some interest at the moment. 6 cargo pods is going to be enough to, you know, do what we want around our solar system and the nearby one. But we are going to want a lot more money. So, that's good. We can also sell things, but we don't need to do that. Next up, we've got the trade depot. So there are things that we can buy. We can buy minerals. Endurium is the fuel. It is 1,000 per cubic meter. And I believe all of these, the aluminum, the cobalt, molybdenum, promethium, and titanium, are all repair materials. So you can buy these, keep them around, and those will function as resources that you can use to repair your vessel. Now, there are 2 artifacts here in the trade depot, the Whining Orb, and I did not actually mean to buy that. I didn't know that that was going to be the buy option. Well, that's actually unfortunate. So we can scan this. This was found in the underground colony. We're not sure what it does. We think it has something to do with communications. Hit any key to continue. We do want that, but I didn't actually mean to buy it. And if I sell it, I actually can sell it for the amount that I bought it for. Okay. That's good. No, actually, you know what? I'm probably going to redo this episode. But it's fine. Alright, so that is, that's everything that we want to do here. I mean, it's just more of an inefficiency thing than anything else. Don't tap your foot at me. Let's go ahead and head to the docking bay, get onto our vessel. Okay, so this is the interface when we're in our ship. We've got the 6 positions. The doctor can treat people. However, no one actually needs treating. Now, when Dreda is not injured, has a vitality of 100 and a durability of 6. So let's go back to the bridge. Communications, hail, distress, and bridge. Nothing else to do. Engineer. You can do repairs. Current functionality operative. Efficiency 100. There's nothing really to do here. Navigator. Fire weapon, arm weapon, raise shields, leave orbit. Can't do any of those at the moment. But we can take a look at the star map. We are right here. The nearby K-class star, I believe, is this one. These are nebulas. And these are just the stars that we can go to. So we did get a note to avoid 135.84. 135.84. So we want to avoid where this mouse cursor is pointing. And I believe I will be showing the map off next episode, but I believe that will coincide to roughly some alien space. So, but for now, we'll go ahead and avoid that. Let's see, we also had alien activity at 175. 94. Alright, so there is some alien activity over in this direction that we could go take a look at. And I believe those are the only coordinates that we've gotten in the game so far. There are some coordinates in the manual, and I will be writing those down. But there is a star over here that we could go take a look at some point. Go ahead and hit done. But the navigator doesn't have anything to do right now. Science officer, sensors, analysis, status, and bridge. Can't do anything else. We've got, we can take a look at our cargo. We can disembark. This would get us back on the station. We can take a look at the ship's log. But we want to go ahead and launch. Confirm launch. And I move the mouse around to get it to say yes. There we go. Are you sure? Yes. Opening docking bay doors. Open the pod bay doors. How? Okay, starport clear. Standing by to leave orbit. Now, one of the downsides of the game is that the UI is a little clunky. Once you've disembarked with the captain, or departed, you need to then go to the navigator and then leave orbit. So here we are on this map right here. We're on the second planet in the system. Also, these are orbital tracks. There is an empty second track. We are on the third track, and there's an empty fourth track. Otherwise, they'll basically all be the same. I believe there can be up to 8 orbital paths. So let's see. That's 1, empty 2, 3, empty 4, 5, 6, 7, and there could be an 8th one around that. The manual will talk about the types of planets that we see, and I believe we can... Let me look at the manual and see if it will... See if we can find where it lists that out. But meanwhile, I'll just get up here to... I thought I'd change that. Alright, so we come to this planet, and we're going to go ahead and enter the orbit in a moment. I just want to see if I can find that section about the planet colors. We'll go ahead and orbit the planet. Alright, so we can see the planet view there. Let's go ahead and do a sensor sweep on it. Okay, atmosphere is unknown, hydrosphere, ammonia compounds, lithosphere, unknown, magnesium, and unknown. This is primarily because our science officer is not very skilled at the moment. As our science officer becomes more skilled, we will get more detailed information out of this. So let's see. There's the list. Okay, so planet surface chart, brown, rock. So it was a brown planet, so it's rock. White means they're frozen, so all the other ones in this system are frozen planets. If we do analysis of last sensor reading, objects, planet orbit number 1, predominant surface not certain, gravity not certain, atmospheric density not certain, temperature not certain, global weather none. Well... So again, our science officer is not terribly skilled, so we're not going to be getting a whole lot of information. If we go back here and go to the captain, go ahead and land. We know we can land here, and then you can select a site. I believe the color chart on the right-hand side is altitude, and I think... the higher stuff might be better, but I'm not sure. Let's actually go to this big area right here. It's fairly low. So we've selected the site. Let's go ahead and descend. Open the viewport. I'm not going to do this very often, but this time we will, because it is pretty cool, but it's also rather slow. So it slowly zooms in. One of the interesting things about the way that this game was designed is that these planets were all fractally generated, or at least most of them were. They didn't program in each world, and I believe the authors themselves have said that they never visited every single planet in the game. All right, so we've landed. We can get this kind of wireframe view of some of the terrain, which is pretty neat. Let's go ahead and disembark. Safe landing, Captain. Alright, now we can zoom out a bit and take a look around, and unfortunately we have not really found anything at all around. Our energy is 100%, our efficiency is 50%, our cargo is 0% full, and the ship is 1 kilometer north of us. So we get some better efficiency in certain parts, but if we run out of energy, we will be stuck far away from the ship. We'll have to walk back. We'll lose our little craft, whatever cargo we've found, and that would be very bad. Alright, this is not a great place for mining, because we want to mine, and there's basically nothing around here. Yep, there is nothing around. Alright, let's return to our ship. Let's go land on a different spot. There's no real point in looking around here. Let's see. Embark. This time I will not open the viewport. And where's my yes? There's my yes. I don't know why it works that way. So it's really a lot faster to not have the viewport open. Alright, so that was not good. So let's try this much lighter area. This time we'll have it open again. So I might go a little bit long on this episode because there's so much to just kind of talk about and getting into the game. I'd like to get some mining done so I can show what it's like. And I will end up trying to mine this planet a bit more off-screen. Because I don't believe there's anything of particular interest other than mining. Okay, yeah. Alright, so all these little black dots, that's minerals that we can pick up. So we can see that it kind of makes a little cross thing. And there's this handy thing in this that I don't think is in the DOS version. Auto mineral pickup engaged. Just drive right over it. 1.3 cubic meters of zinc. 5.6 cubic meters of promethium. 3.3 cubic meters of promethium. Very nice. Okay, there's some more over there. So yeah, the higher latitudes seem to be better for this. 8.8 cubic meters of magnesium. We're currently 38% full already. 4.6 cubic meters of nickel. 9.7 cubic meters of magnesium. And this is basically what you need to do in the early game in order to get enough money to do really anything. We're going to want to train up our crew members. Oh, energy is at 50%. I am going to need to get back to our ship. Luckily, there's some minerals on the way. 9.9 cubic meters of promethium. Alright, we want to play it safe. Okay. Embark. So we've refueled. Let's go ahead and disembark again. Go ahead and pick that up. So we can also look around, but there's nothing really to look at here. We can scan, but there's nothing there to look at. We've got the magnesium. And we've got a weapon, a stunner, and a laser. But we're not going to deal with those right now because there's no creatures. Oops, I'm not on auto pickup anymore. There we go. 1.1 cubic meters of magnesium. 2.1 cubic meters of promethium. Very nice. There's more there, but I think I want to, like, well, I guess I could do that, kind of a sweep. Let's do that. That might work. Okay, I got getting lots of promethium. Promethium is very good for selling, but it's also very good for ship repairs. So that's something that we may want to keep in mind as well. Okay, the ship is down there. I think I can go up and get this. 6.5 cubic meters of magnesium, 4.5 cubic meters of silver, 9.3 cubic meters of promethium. There we go. Go ahead and embark again. And we will disembark. Eight cubic meters of promethium. So there's some more over there. Once we've gotten everything that appears to be in easy range, and I don't think that the energy on your lander is has any, like, uses up any of the fuel on your vessel, so I think going back to your ship is pretty much free. So we got some more silver, some more promethium. There's some down there, but I think we're getting a little bit far away from our ship. There it is. Okay, go ahead and embark. Okay, cargo on the ship is at 36%. We currently have 32 cubic meters of magnesium, 4.6 of, well, 32.8, 4.6 of nickel. We can see the prices that we'll get for it as well. 54.5 cubic meters of promethium. And basically, this means that we can train people 54 times, because it's 300 MUs to train, and we've got 54 of that. 13.3 of silver, 1.3 of zinc. So that's what we got. And that's basically what we're going to be doing for the early part of the game. I'll be doing a lot of exploring. I'm going to, try to keep a lot of this out of the Let's Play, except when we come to new planets and new systems and stuff like that, and show off some of the early features. But I am going to need to redo a little bit of this starting part of the game, just because I goofed up, and I'd like to not lose that money. That would be kind of good. I think getting our science officer trained up first is probably going to be one of the better things that we can do. That would be pretty important. So we'll probably be doing that. And when we come back next time, I will basically have mined out this planet, and we'll probably go to the other planet, or the other system, and see what there is to find there. Because we did get a report of some ruins. But the next episode, of course, will be mostly a reading episode of getting the lore and everything like that. Now, you can see that this is real time. The hours have been ticking up as we're sitting here. So you can't just leave the game sitting like this and have it not do anything. Anyway, when we come back next time, we'll be getting some of the backstory and lore. See you then, everyone.